Look, I know what you're going to say. Brian, this fragrance is not $100 or less. I know, but let me explain. So my wife and my daughter went on a cruise a few weeks ago. My wife decided to do some fragrance shopping, and she decided to pick me something up because she knows one of the only things that I really want is fragrance. And she really, really, really liked this fragrance and asked me if I were to review it. But the question is, what do I think about this fragrance? Stick around, let's talk about it.
And you wanna write it down? Would it kill you just to listen?
What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to My 2 Cents 2.0. My name is Brian, and this is the channel that keeps you smelling great without breaking your bank. So I guess every now and then I'm going to be doing fragrances over $100 because I'm not going to say no to my wife. So the guy that she bought this fragrance from on the cruise, and I'm even wearing my Royal Caribbean shirt that she got me. Anyways, the guy that she bought this fragrance from, his name is Brian. Brian with a Y. So he's a Brian. I'm a Brian. I'm an I. And she told him that I'm a fragrance reviewer and all that stuff. So he was actually really excited that I would actually put this up on YouTube. And, she was really excited. She's like, is that a fragrance that, you would review? Because that would be awesome. I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. Anything for you, my love. Happy wife, happy life. But even though she loves this fragrance, what do I think about it? And also, Brian from Royal Caribbean, if you're watching this, what's going on, man? Thanks for, finding a fragrance or helping my wife find a fragrance that she would love on me. I really appreciate it. My bank account, not so much. I'm going to go over the box real quick and all that jazz, and then we'll get into the fragrance, and I'll tell you what I think. The box actually comes in the sleeve, and on the inside, here's the box, and it is a fingerprint magnet. Got the name of the house, the concentration, the name of the fragrance on the front, 100 ml. On the back, you got a marketing quote with some of the fragrance notes in it. You got your ingredients on the bottom. Bottom of the box, you got a QR code, a barcode, and all that blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Oh, and also the batch code. And here's the bottle. Everybody's seen this bottle. If you know anything about the Bad Boy line, it comes in this very gimmicky lightning bolt. This one's different. It's got a gold placard on the front, gold placard on the back, and it is also a fingerprint magnet. Here's the atomizer. So here we go. All right, I'm not even going to put this on a tester strip. I've worn this for a week now, and I'm ready to tell you. I'm ready to tell you what I think. I've never been a huge fan of these bottles. Just going to be honest with you. I think they're a little gimmicky. I mean, they're kind of cool. At least the Cobalt line is a little bit cooler. Got the gold accents and all that stuff. But whatever, you just saw the bottle. The sprayer is okay, or the atomizer. That's more like a sprayer, even though it's an atomizer. But anyways, it's what lies inside that really matters. And to be honest with you, I do like this fragrance. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I do like this fragrance. In fact, I enjoy the Cobalt line. They're great blue fragrances. Well, some of them. Some are better than others. Now, the Absolute, off the top, I get some of that plum that is in all the Cobalt fragrances. At least I think most of them. Not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on it, or do. Leave me a comment down below. But I get a lot of lavender and vanilla. All right, vanilla is going to be the main player in this fragrance. But what I do like about the Cobalt blue line, or the Cobalt line, is the truffle. It adds this interesting earthiness to that vanilla. It also kind of adds a little bit of that earthy, it's a little funky, not funky in a bad way, but a little earthy funkiness to that vanilla and that lavender. I also get that sage, that clary sage in here, which is very typical for a blue fragrance. I get some nice woods. I think they say there's oud in this, but I don't get any oud. If anything, the woods in this just add a nice depth. It's a little spicy from that clary sage, which I enjoy. It's very well blended. There is a little synthetic quality to it when you initially spray it on. It's a little harsh, but man, that dies off real quick. And that lavender and the vanilla and the clary sage do a really good job of really opening and developing this fragrance. And I really enjoy that slight fruity plum in there. And that truffle, I'm telling you, the truffle note is very intriguing. It's very interesting. What that truffle does is kind of set this apart from a lot of other blue fragrances. And as it continues to dry down, you're just going to still get that lavender and a lot of woods and some powdery vanilla and a bit of a creamy vanilla as well. I really enjoy what this fragrance does. Now, is it spectacular? No. Is it good? Yes. Is it fantastic? No. Is it extraordinary? No. But is it good? Yes. Does my wife like it? No. She loves it. She actually loves me wearing this fragrance. She picked it out of hundreds of different fragrances on this cruise ship because this is the one that she loved. So I'm going to enjoy wearing it because I enjoy making her happy. That's why we wear fragrances, not just for ourselves, but for our loved ones. I'm not going to wear oud fragrances around my wife because she calls them oud de poo-poo fragrances. She does not like oud. And I'm not going to tell her that there's oud in this, even though it says there's oud. I don't really get oud, but I do get a lot of depth from some woods, like I said. And it's clean, but there's some nice resinous qualities to that wood, maybe a little resins, elemi resin in here as well, amber, but it's a good blue fragrance. It's got a slight spice to it. It's got that really nice blue backbone, but it's not over shower jelly. It's sweet and a little too sweet for some. It might be a little too sweet for me when I first sprayed it, but as I've worn it, I've grown to appreciate it, especially when she crawls up in my neck and she's like, man, you smell amazing. Those are the kind of compliments I'm looking for. And honestly, if she loves it, then I'm gonna love it. And without her even loving it, I can see why people would appreciate this fragrance. But I think a lot of people don't really appreciate this fragrance as much as I do, or definitely as much as my wife does. So there is one thing I want to read on the back of the box here, or the sleeve that the box comes in. It's kind of their marketing gimmick, all right? A blend of blue lavender and white truffle accord, boldly contrasted by smoky oak wood, leaving behind a golden trace of vanilla, elevating Bad Boy to its utmost sophistication. And then it says it in French. Un mélange. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna bore you with trying to speak French. And you know, that's actually a pretty good marketing gimmick right there, or whatever, narrative, because it's a lot of vanilla and it's woods. It's that nice lavender and truffle. Those really are the four main players in this fragrance. But let's go through Fragrantica and see what you, the consumers, I'm not saying you, my audience, or my fragrance family, but let's see what the consumers say about Bad Boy Cobalt Absolute. So the perfume rating is 3.46 out of 5 with 103 votes. That's a weak score for what I consider a good fragrance. Not great fragrance. This is not reinventing the wheel or anything. It's not fantastic, but it's good. The top notes are going to be blue lavender, blue sage, and elemi. The middle notes are going to be truffle, oud, and geranium. And the base notes are oak, vanilla, and vetiver. That is a solid combination for a solid, good blue fragrance, in my opinion. Let me know. Drop me a comment down below what you think. So I know you probably want to know what I think about the longevity and the sillage and all that. Well, I get a good 6-7 hours of longevity on skin, but I also spray on clothes, so I get in that 10-hour range on clothes. It sticks to clothes. Just like if you ever spray your fragrances on clothes, they're gonna last longer, okay? I'm not saying your cheapy, crappy fragrances. I'm talking about good fragrances. But there's 9 votes saying this is very weak, 4 votes saying it's weak, 15 votes saying it's moderate, 17 saying it's long-lasting, and 4 saying it's eternal. I get good that's solid longevity, all right? I get about 2.5 hours of really, really good projection, and then it starts, doing its thing, dying down, and then the rest, it becomes a skin scent. And I'm left with about 3 hours of skin scent, all right? It gets decent sillage for quite a while, at least on my skin and my clothes. There's 10 votes on here that say this is feminine. I don't consider this feminine. It's got a little bit of a feminine side just because of that vanilla, but it is not a feminine fragrance. Though all fragrances, I believe, are unisex. Some just lean a little bit more into that, feminine DNA, and some lean a little bit more into masculine DNA. Wear whatever you want. I don't care, and you shouldn't either. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. All right, so reviews. I'm going to throw these reviews up on the screen so you can see them and read them with me. I tried this fragrance, and honestly, it's just okay. It has a nice, fresh, and slightly sweet scent with some woody and aromatic notes, but nothing really stands out or feels unique. I understand that. The performance is decent, and it smells pleasant enough. But for me, it's a bit too generic and doesn't leave a strong impression. It feels like something I've smelled many times before. Overall, it's not a bad fragrance, but it's definitely not for me, so it's a no thanks. 2 out of 5 stars. I agree with everything he's saying, but I would give it more stars. All right? It's not super unique. It's not mind-blowing, but it's good. Sephora DNA, plus some artificial sweeteners off the top. Do all Sephora fragrances use the same backbone and then just change the top notes? Seems like it. I disagree with this 100%. A lot of fragrances, look, some fragrance, if you've smelled so many fragrances, you would know the differences between a lot of different fragrances. Now, a lot of designer fragrances, they have that mass appealing DNA because that's what they're supposed to do. Do they all smell the same? No. Does this smell a lot like Cobalt Elixir? In some ways, yes. Now, if you're going through the gambit of the Cobalt line, yes, they're all going to have some similarities. One of the bad boys that I really enjoyed was the Bad Boy Le Parfum because they took that DNA, the Bad Boy DNA, and completely changed it. They added cannabis and a lot of resinous and woody notes. It was a completely different fragrance, and I loved it. My wife would hate that fragrance because she hates the smell of the marijuana. Hates it. But I loved it, and a lot of people did not like it. But see, that's where fragrances, to each their own. It's very subjective, very subjective. I'm going to go over one more with you, and then I'll tell you my final 2 cents. This is my favorite Cobalt yet. A little warmer and darker with that Cobalt DNA still. Smells more mature, but also more unique compared to the other two. I'm definitely going to grab a second bottle of this. See, there's somebody who has a very positive outlook on this fragrance. They obviously have smelled the other DNAs, and this is the one that they decided they love. I believe that's the reason that these designers make so many different flankers. Well, sometimes they're just cash grabs, but sometimes there's a certain flanker out there for everyone. This one might not be for you, but it is for me. Bad Boy Le Parfum was for me, might not be for you. And vice versa, this one I might not enjoy, but you might. Fragrance is completely subjective. I'm not here to sell you on anything. So here are my final 2 cents. My wife bought this for $140-ish on a cruise ship, so it's duty free. Do I think that is a good price for this? Not really. Just going to be honest. I think that if this comes to discounters and it is in that $100 price range for 100 ml, then yeah. Yeah, I do. I think that no matter what, if you want to try this, go to your local department stores. Go to your local Sephoras, and check it out. See for yourself. And if it's something that you like, but you really don't want to pay for it right now and just put it in your back pocket for a little while, it will show up at discounters at some point. Now, I know the Elixir is getting discontinued. I know that from a very reputable source, and this is what's taking its place. So if you like the Elixir, I would probably go ahead and snag one up sooner than later. I know you can I think you can get those at discounters. I don't really keep my eye out for Carolina Herrera fragrances, but now I will. Maybe I do pick up the Elixir because I actually thoroughly enjoy wearing this. It's not something I'm going to go to all the time, but it is something that I'm going to wear as much as I can when my wife and I go out and do something, or I'm around my wife, because she loves it and I like to make her happy. Sometimes wearing fragrances isn't just about you. It's about the ones that you love and making memories with them. Is this mind-blowing? Absolutely not. Is it good? Yes. Is it something that I would probably go out and buy for myself? No. Am I glad my wife bought it for me? Yes. Because she loves me, she wants to make memories with me, and she loves it. And she loves it on me. Feel free to ask me any questions about Cobalt Absolute. Anything that I didn't go over in this video. But yeah, it's a good fragrance. Let me know. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. But that's all I got. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And if you enjoy today's content, then do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, keep smelling great and stay frugal. And I'll see you in the next one.
And you wanna ride it down? Would it kill you just to